everyone, Jen Wehner here, broker with eXp Real Estate, the Wehner Group, and I'm so excited to be here with the homeowner of 4602 Glenrosa in Arcadia. Now we see a lot of beautiful homes. I've seen thousands of them over the years, my 17 years of real estate, but Pietro's home is so unique. And I could not sell it as much as him because his vision and his design and the finishings are absolutely exquisite. And I want to hear from you in your words.
Well, thank you, Jen. I'd love to tell my side of the story because it's a beautiful one. We looked for probably, 15, 20 homes, luxury homes that I knew exactly what I wanted for my lifetime home. At the time, it was 2017, if I'm not mistaken. And we looked at 15, 20 of them, and they were a little basic, without nothing to say about those builders, but they were a little basic, lacking of the finishes that I grew up with, that really excites me, and the must-haves in a house. So we did ended up, in fact, finding this beautiful lot, tearing down the little house that was here and just building it from the ground up. It took us a year and a half, and I definitely went all in because the idea was for me to, in fact, spend at least a decade in this beautiful house. Instead, things have changed, but yet, it's been built, and it's just the most beautiful piece. I call it a piece of art because really there's so many details that are made around my lifestyle, and whoever enjoys a beautiful lifestyle anyways, and I look forward to show you around.
Yes, I'm excited. And you come from a background in Italy. You've always been accustomed to fine things, quality food, and you entertain, and so that's kind of part of the allure of this home, is that it's so unique that there really is no home like this that exists right now, and especially in Arcadia.
I completely agree, absolutely. Good point there. The fine things. I grew up in a family that actually was a builder. We were developers, so I've seen beautiful homes. My grandfather was a producer of a major brand of high-end kitchens that still exists. Therefore, I grew up around beauty, and it's engraved inside me. So when we were looking for homes, I just didn't find the one that had all the specifics and the luxury and the fine details that I could not pass on, especially for a forever home that this was supposed to be.
It wasn't like, Pietro, welcome home.
No, exactly, right, exactly. So no, we had to build the whole thing, and I had to replicate what I grew up around and define things that I really need in my home. And yeah, definitely this one has all of them and beyond, actually, because when the process starts, you have your must-haves, and then at least since it's my passion to design, furnish and all that, it really is my passion. I got carried away and I couldn't say no to too many things. Yes.
I'm a glutton too, so.
Very good. That's
well,
what
you know what? Let's go take a tour. Let's go show them.
I'll show you around.
Well, I guess it seems appropriate to start in the kitchen because you have an international food company from Italy, fly all over the world. So tell me about this gourmet kitchen.
Absolutely. Well, you have a very good point. I work in food. One of Italy's excellence, it's food, right? As many of us know. And therefore, the kitchen to me, it's probably where we spend a good 70% of the time in this house is in the kitchen. So there was no question that it had to be as perfect, as perfect and as chef set up as possible. I wanted a nice bar to entertain guests that seats four, and I want to make sure that I could, as I or whoever else cook, can communicate with the rest of the living room that I'll show you.
And I can totally sit here and let you cook for me too.
Anytime, exactly. One thing that I made sure I wanted in Italy, of course, we're big about our sliced meats, right? So I cut a piece of, and I'll show you, I cut a piece of when we were designing the kitchen, I made sure to leave a few feet of room for this masterpiece, which by the way, can come with the house. And it's a old school hand slicer meat slicer, that cuts the finest meats, and it's just very entertaining. I had so much fun with this and entertained guests during pool parties, daytime, evening, nighttime, you name it, and that was fun. I loved the wood on wood, where it kind of blends in, so it's not in your face, and it's very European as a touch, where things actually do blend, right?
I know I'm really picky about my meats. I have butcher box, grass-fed, grass-finished, but it's great because if I had something like that,
this would
I
be
could
a game
actually
changer.
make sandwiches.
Sandwiches, carpaccio, bresaola, prosciutto, and all the above. Then the floating, what do you call them? The floating shelves.
The floating shelves.
Shelves were a little fun little touch that have all of our products that we sell throughout the finest markets in the US, like you were saying. One piece that I definitely want to make sure was the top in the market was the stove itself. So I went with Wolf after looking at Viking and the usual big names, but this sold me because beside the looks, it had a few features that only chefs usually have, chef's kitchens. One of them, in fact, is that it's a one piece only, so it's super easy to clean. Never you'll have grease stuck because there's no, in fact, point where the two pieces of metal would get in contact. And then the griddle was a nice touch, and grilled some meats and a lot more. Such a great time in this kitchen, and that's where I spend most of my time.
Keto pancakes and
and all of the above. So yeah, definitely this is the highlight when it comes to the daytime side of the house, because then from here though, remember, because as I'm cooking, you turn around, you have the pool and all the guests that are being entertained outside. And when I made this house, it was definitely for entertainment purposes, my personal entertainment and my guests.
Yeah, because you have everything open up here, you have lighting on the back, your pool lights up, you have your fireplace, you have your lit up wine, and then your dining room is just exquisite. So everybody is in this very functional, beautiful space.
It's such a beautiful space. And at the same time, you can keep your privacy. Say that my wife, girlfriend, or friend, it's in the bedroom, they're minding their own business and being very secluded, doing their own things. Maybe they're working out, maybe steaming in the steam room, and we, the group, can have our own time. So it's very smart how it was cut, and definitely all the European touches that bring me home are the highlight of this. Anything from a light coming through the different levels of the roof, that was definitely a selling point when design was in place. And of course, we can't not highlight the wine cellar, please. That's one thing that I look more at that than at TV. I sit around that wine cellar and I look at it, and I always, change bottles, play with it. It's just a very good time and very entertaining piece. And the outdoors, it's another highlight of the house. First of all, indoor, outdoor, I wanted to make sure it blends together, right? Once again, so doors are huge. And when open, all three sides, and it makes it an indoor-outdoor kind of a ambiance. And the outdoor had the when I designed the outdoor, everything about it had Tulum, Mexico in mind, which is a beautiful destination that has a specific vibe, and I tried to replicate it as much as possible. You have the entertaining side here to have a couple guests hang out, and then the tree itself is a piece of art.
Beautiful. And I love the turf because you don't have to worry about landscapers, low maintenance, but it looks beautiful. And I already tried cartwheels out, it works.
It works here, right? It holds. No, it's beautiful. Actually, it's very smart that I did the turf, to be honest. It's always perfect, cleans in a second, right?
Yep.
And it looks fantastic all year round. Of course, the fountain is on, which makes it a little loud, but then you can turn it all off and it's like a mirror of black water. It's heated, and you know what's fun about a little detail that I always get a wow effect on it? I have the same music playing in the home, the home audio system. It's also playing underwater, so there's speakers.
It's playing underwater, so if you go underneath the water, you can hear it?
You don't miss a beat, basically.
And I love music. I'm a music lover.
Same.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, as you're swimming, you have the same music playing at the same volume, which is very entertaining. I get a lot of wow effects on that one.
So I love your gym. I'm a fitness fanatic. So let's go take this out. We'll point out a few other things that really, really stood out to you.
Absolutely. The dining room, and part of the look, but we're setting up for a party this evening, but it's really a beautiful piece which looks into the little yard there. And if you notice, the rocks that I have in the outside follow the follows
the inside out. It's bringing the earth into the home.
Precisely.
It's very holistic.
That was definitely one thing I wanted. This is a beautiful room. I never used it enough. I really wish I did. But
I love your art piece here.
Oh yes, that's mine. It's one of a kind.
And I think only Pietro might put a Ducati.
True. Well, I gotta remember my heritage, right? So yeah, a beautiful Ducati always needs to sit in a nice living room like this. And then of course, here it is. I call it what do they call it in the US? Men cave? Well, this is my version of it. So
women like gyms too though, so. And the closet.
Exactly, that's why this is my highlight. The Unica gym by Techno Gym, which is Italian as well. I imported it. Took me 6 months to bring it here, and there was nobody that could put it together, but eventually we were able to. Techno Gym is just very functional and high-end pieces. And then of course, yes, the closet, which is Vogue inspired, and it literally is a boutique looking closet. Once I have all my suits up and my shirts, it really looks, allow me to say, sexy. And from there you walk into the closet, get dressed, go to work, and go on with your day. But yes, steam room or a steam shower, you're right, it's definitely one big
oh, I love steam showers. Yeah, so you just control it from the panel.
Control it from here, you preset it, takes 30 minutes, steams up to 120 degrees, and you spend 10, 15 or however many minutes you want to stay in, and then you're super fresh, get in the closet, get dressed, go out for dinner.
And I love your shoes, your shoe rack, how you put them
absolutely,
there.
yep, absolutely.
And then I also love how you have even the outside space. You just can like work out when it's nice, have the fresh air come in.
Yeah, that's that, and then there's the yoga mats you can put. And
yeah, yoga mats right here.
I had my girlfriend do that. Yeah, it's a good time. And then off we go into the master. Now this glass alone, choosing this glass and installing it was a whole work. It's gray, you see, you don't see, so there's privacy, but yet it's seen because it's such a beautiful room. You don't want to just hide it with a black glass.
Yeah.
And see-through was too much. Therefore, I went with this semi-see-through, or they call it tan if I'm not mistaken. Master, it's a masterpiece, huge, beautiful, deep, and it breathes the soul of the house. Of course, it opens up into the pool right away. I have many cappuccinos in the little corner there, those chairs, and you sit, enjoy the pool, and of course, every corner of it, it's done with that design and edge that we were talking about. That sure, they can call it European, but definitely it's that satisfaction that every piece that I choose definitely it's meant for this house. And then again, you see how deep it is, it really never ends, right? So the master bathroom, it's
very clean lines. I love the floating shelves of the bath. I love baths and showers, so I love that.
And they thought I was crazy when I installed the heated floors, but I thought it actually is so pleasant. You feel it?
Yeah, I'm barefoot right now and it feels great.
It's I think at 96, 95, so it's like body temperature, so you don't feel
you're just prancing around like
precisely. Then there's her closet, or I guess his, depends who gets the nice one out there, which is a full walk-in closet, just like many, done by California Closet, if I'm not mistaken. Which I'm not. I recall those guys. And the shower. You know what? Actually, the shower. It's another piece that needs a little attention. In fact, here I'll open it inside. Every part of it, it's done with glass. The same glass that I have in the gym. So the semi-fume, or what they call it, copper color. And yeah, I think it's very sexy. And then you have this shot that you can't miss, and it's when you open into your beautiful backyard and the pool. Now it's a little agitated because of the waterfall, otherwise it can be flat as a lake. You have your guests being entertained at the table there, maybe tanning, and of course Camelback is always at sight. It's just, priceless, this part. That's what really I was excited about. And it took us 1.5 years to build, so I was so eager to see it being done, because you're like, hey, how much longer?
Yeah.
And then once I got it done, I was like, wow, it turned out even better than I thought.
Yeah, and I am a big believer in functionality and beauty, and you were just able to intertwine those so artistically.
True.
And finally, and again, I love your words and your vision, because it truly is a beautiful home.
And it was really built around my passions, my likings, my style, which is oftentimes appreciated by others as well. And I didn't spare no expense, because it was my for quite some ever time. And then of course life took me elsewhere. I have to not spend so much time in Arizona, but again, this house is just a masterpiece, and I'm so proud to have built it.
Yes. Well, I'm proud of it as well. So,
Nice, Jen.
so excited. Thank you so much, Pietro. I know you have a party to get to tonight.
Party to get to,
We'll get out of your way so everybody can come in and get your home ready. And no better home for a party.
Absolutely, there's none. Actually, you should come. You should join.
And we might have it sold by this weekend. So if you're seeing this video, reach out now. All right, guys. Thanks for taking the tour of this beautiful home. Give us a call today for your private tour.